Today, I'm told that we're talking about torchbearers. The first question I ask is, who are the torchbearers? Lawyer, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning again. Is it Sunday night your birthday?
Sunday, 11 June.
11 June. Wow. Happy belated birthday from us.
Papa.
How did you celebrate the birthday?
The birthday, no one say. The more I ban, the more na and kwanya made the more so titi. Until you do a me try my best as a main cockeye. Yeah. Because of me, son, who will be a wedding age year, maybe I'm so old man to do. And I miss my baby drew and tonight as I miss my baby. Into me, person, make kind of what the real fancy will.
Oh, wow, interesting, yeah.
Yo, lawyer, and your more quaba ever shows one of pay. Now, you didn't come on for a month is a month for fathers. And common ever be dinner is a torchbearers. TBS say, why more any torchbearers? A cat torchbearers, a dear.
You made us papa. Na say you can't potokasa no awokan no ye de ba twi kasa mu a che say ye nya nkyira ase no kura no kana nim bia ni made afa ne touch se kanea ne okura no na ode hwe kan ekwan no na che say aboa obi bia a odi nachi nti se sade a na ye pense mu a na se ye hina te ase se won a abeye bi na yensen na ho anansa abakosam kase amayen ma yenso aka no yetumi hwe so na ye de yen ho etoto saafo no obi ho wo ne ba so Joseph ana Mary ana Philomena ana Kwame Nkrumah Yasantewa whatever menya sure say ode to wonse saafo no ekodi bone sabe obi atomo na me de me beto no ekodi ewu me de me beto no esesa mampa na eto ne badin nti anopai mete hese ya bekai nipa miensa na me ya se ne wadwuma ne te no wen nikan ehunu hu bibi ansana ye ba behia be yi nipa miensa ewo metirimu a megidi se Ghana forte won ho nsam a ebeboa ye nyina na ne wo mu ye no ye nso ya hweso ya ye bi ne odikan ene ohene kase a ye frene na Kwame na ansa the whole world see the history of slavery and colonialism ono ne yebo ne din na Kwame na answer the whole world we are see baby a titru Caribbean meka Jamaica for no Barbados ne wan West Indies woni nyina obo history starts with Nana Kwame na answer as any pay I 1 year one kopie baby a na Nyankopon adom obebe pie yen ye memu hase Nana Kwame na answer no ye hene wo Elmina infantidin ko kan say Edina yo ohene wo Elmina Edina na nimre no about 1471 there about na Portuguese ni bi aburuni beka say Portugal citizen of Portuguese sa Portuguese ni e frɛ no Azambuja onene ne dom eba papeho no ma desrade nyina ne se o mo pese o mo besi edan enesi ho castle Elmina Castle okay. No mo ne edi nsawoso on se edi kama wasote yanke ye kase na Elmina Castle mfoni no watwa na abaya mo wanso antinta ha ye nyina na Elmina esa castle na eno mu na papa no twe na adwene ko akiri kakra me pacho etiefo me ehu ade bi abra abrofo na eba no omudi kan beso shama so omo pasasi ombesi dan ewo ho no mo ne ye atena adintina before then ne wo dwadie bi between Europeans and Africans your friend the silent trade no the contest no anything abrofo no de one ship ankasie ebegina pono so no mo afa kodo ananse hema no mo asifom no mo de goods na ye different Europe aba manufactured goods santare ye hwewini sa no mani nyina e de abegu empoa no omu de gu obi a traders ni nyina obi a de ne de egu a lot te sanya ukwadwoma ye ton ade no wo mu wi a no mo asoja to alert the Africans say wo mu aba because wo mo be nyina ho na kasa no so enhye dante papa no mo a retreat to shape no nti yanso ye de a ye wa abrofo no hia ti se moko dwane ti se akakaduro ti se sika kokko titiru and be gold no ma wo ye wo na mo de abade ye wa wo ye wa wo mu ni bi ni nyina na ye de aba besam ho nti abrofo no so yanso ye soja na omo ehunu se ye de bibi aba na wo mu abehwe nti omo ba wo no amanie na ye de we ya besi hu nti ye de si hu a che say I'm satisfied nti wo ba na watu wo de no
na
butter system no nti wo no na yamfa hwe yangu hu no esuafa bi beka hu. That was what continued for centuries. Sana abrofo ni steady nti dako na zambuja na Dombasa fedi omu ne ya betena na ni nti America say starting from shaman ne say abra azambuja kodu shaman for ka say da bi na hwenyansa sama na ewo bibini tirimu 14 something onyansa sama ewo bibini tirimu say abrofo ya ka broni out say obere nature beyond the waves, high seas.
It's got nothing to do with cocoa and as
a very nature. So beyond the waves, now ye who are there on our mind and coffee free hoba. It's a very nature for a brochi. No, a very nature, you know, about a brony.
Okay.
That's it. Until the Fantas gave them that in the year, ye can be. Now, Shamaf, when who Yansa say, Abrofono, Shantaria Shishaw. Hwe shape no mu nim se fa ne shape o mu se edan kase no ai sipo no so no na meyetu mu hunye de wo wiate minyimdi yinara na wo fa ne den edan ankase na wanya asase nti wona asase no si epo no do no nti say kay mistake na e receive one so fantasy da wo kan say o de brofo e receive one wa asase do pe na waje wa asase ne dzaka nyansana wo ebe yakoa man so that some people drove them away. Then from there the next stop was Elmina, and after Kwame Nkrumah had heard them, he told them that look, the relationship between you and us through the silent trade that I have expanded here is just like the relationship between the sea and the land. You know, the sea will blow, come to the land. At the end of the day, it will roll away.
Back again.
Yes, if the sea make the mistake of coming, it will occupy the whole land. Then at the end of the day, there will be no land. So there will be no relationship between the two of them, no intercourse between the two of them.
Wow.
So when you come, go back as you have always been doing. Eba neko ni ehu there. You be expect to be a china and next year. Na nyi hem betina there. That you know you want to mean. And that was the foundation of the white man's rule over us. Not knowing. Now, Adekumpa, I'm to come fant. Adekumpa, offended, and not Kwame Nkrumah na a historical no way one year day. The Africans, I mean, 500-600 years ago. Now, Sabe, Messia for one, the Wafana Amwase, main Asante for kind of tam. Now, may inform Chokoto. Now, on top had a bow that she in your. Inti Nana Kwame Nkrumah pointed to them there. We are almost naked. Now also look at you and you are gorgeously dressed. Men no you that young no they were almost naked now. Oh no. What he didn't know was that what the man you know what the church full of gold. No gold once no here network. Just as Antony dresses today, no. So when he thought he was naked, the white man thought, hey, this man is better dressed than me because them golden. Say you know Mukoropana Kade Valua or Santarana Abro from Washishina, which we didn't know. And just look at my people. They are naked and look at you. You know, so when we allow you, you are going to overwhelm us with your wisdom. Wow. So please go away. For as long as Azambuja was looking at those gold trinkets everywhere, he wasn't looking at nakedness.
Maybe sir, communication about Kasana, what they communicating?
Oh, very good. Now, what can one say? And they had interpreters because for centuries Europeans had always been coming here, and quite a number of them had actually descended and stayed there among the people. what to nyema. And then encouraging the people that the man they do any day and young crofone pay. Day and open. Some of them were even doing farming themselves. Until that communication was not a problem. It was never a problem. We always had interpreters. In fact, for centuries, Europeans had always been coming here. Into Moka Kayanyan. Into Oba and the Demonu. A whole day was debating here, and eventually, Kwame Nansa was forced to give up because Nkofuna when you watching the work. No children baby I will be see one and
well, agree finally.
So if we are learning today, the Elmina Castle is the oldest European edifice or house outside Europe. The Elmina Castle is the oldest European house or edifice or monument in the southern hemisphere. Outside Europe, this building in Ghana is the oldest European made house.
But around that time when CB was Senegal,
the first.
This is the oldest.
The oldest means the first.
The first. You know.
The oldest means the first. What Senegal? Senegal was yesterday, and then maybe you don't know. In the whole of West Africa, virtually we don't have forts and castles anywhere apart from the Gold Coast. So that's one thing you should know. Virtually nowhere. Virtually the whole of Africa. It's Ghana we have forts and castles, and then 1 or 2 in South Africa. Nigeria, none, nothing. So it's good that you also raised that question.
That means we Europe Ghana has the oldest.
The oldest and the second oldest was 1515, St. Antonio Azim. Then they began spreading to other parts until we had
building forts in other places.
We had the first contact with the Europeans, and that's why we were the first to have received education, and that's why we produced BBS Africa. Ghana first. For example, the first black educated person, the first black person to have been educated was Professor Anton William Amo, who became a professor in 4 leading German universities. He was born in 1873 at Axim, and the Germans took him away to assess his brain, whether the black man's brain could function just as the white man's brain. Yes. And he became top of his class in everything and became a famous philosopher in Germany. Next time we'll talk. I've spoken about that on GTV already. The day I did it, it went viral the whole world. And we will do it here in our own local language. The first educated black person was a Ghanaian, Anton William Amo. He was a professor. And sometimes, who said, the first Ghanaian, a professor, Amu with more than 200 years and son Buzia. And because of Amunti, your black star, no, that your flag no more. Time was sorry so Casano. And Brenino, the chancellor of that university, no man is so that's the black star. Now, no, Marcus Garvey of Jamaica steady, who say, na some for Chromo fire say, slaves. Yana nebi a peer Germany at the whole Europe, the leading philosopher. Yana nebi a bet now on super. And I'm also adopting the blaster. And now Chroma Co steady British Museum who blaster and concept and also any jail. But Kwame Nkrumah was a highly detribalized person. No Yenzimeni, now most Yenzimeni. He just put the black star there without saying that it originated from Amo. He didn't want other people to say, when I say Ukrumini, Debbie.
But and yes, I was here for saying Mikrumini in Mediato.
A yet young no, not dream mono. Nkrumah san woman officer below standard, so below the belt to cry. Na yet waswa. You see a dying way no. Now Brofonisha says a war moba. Before we realize now forts and castles everywhere. Before we realize no more canina anyhow. Almost fort no. Almost the dank see be bekan who call Mina Castle, Cape Coast Castle, be if a dungeon.
Yes.
Ye keep and kwa. Nti san na chese enye ye sika nko na omo hwehwe ye nipa enko nti san na chese omo ye silent trade for centuries they were using that to study us na omo using it to study us omo so hu say omo started so omo buy na omo so omo ne ye be kuntokwa they didn't know the terrain nti e be defeat won nti e be kunkum won nti e so omo e be tina terrain mu e study ni ye no afa omo hu ni ombeye nti sa adwen na ekura won. They were smarter than us. But at least say shama for to me who say her philosophy no. So broni ni minyansa no one near assassin into a sinny down the sea ponoso to wow by young from so a jenna become no afa was assassin. And indeed, ya J one by and a yenimia esi and will be memuha.
And some for now we name that once or free assassin bido.
Oh, no, it is a philosophy.
Oh, okay.
It's a philosophy.
They didn't know what was beyond
that. No, not just that. Opado chere with the wisdom to create that magnificent thing. Why do you want to come and live in somebody's country? So it means you have a problem there. That is the meaning.
Okay.
It means that no one turn wo. It is also about betna ahadia. Nature there aha yesen eho. Into that media. Let us protect here. Don't give this place to them. That is the meaning of saying there. Or ye you offend and what say a ponodo. Ne dani si ponodo. Just say to Bruni with all his dress and who of say ye who on cross or may abosom. Nasa still no ye ha ye naked ya ha no so pedia. And you more be a man who crime man into na if you say no one turn into yes one ya cause obi ni asa say yes oni asa se kora sabi ye krom no knowledge ni bibia anya me de man say ka say yetena ye kura ase a nka obi entumi employ ewo ho nka wo level no megidi se no ma wo hwe nka wunya enti no wa bank na se kuma se ana se takrade enti se wo se wutu no wa ba betena ahade a ene na chese aha na yema and the day I will back as a wound to have you now, Sako were crassing. Not just a hard near cran, a crassing in a year. Into almost free Europe. A before who said 1 year there, we wear whiskey and then to my papa's suit in way, a better on the Maya. No more see what won't pen, no money year barbetina, I have said, dear. And your Europe, one, a 1 year. Wouldn't be said, the entire me may have started from that angle, and say, ye ne, say 700 years after some combo teaching year course. And nano I mama yako school na yesi safo na ye bejimbre na ye nimi nyansa no nke ye ho broni na ye welcome ni say eh akoye ode san no ma we nyina eba no na de so na ye betino ye urade ye ni mom ye mbose but ye nana no no mu nimi nyansa. That is what I want us to start from.
Wow.
And that is the your friend said bibini bi akasa history about colonialism or starting from Elmina na Elmina no papa no mbato no njimi ye no nimi se anka na efe ne se wo mu ni ye ndidwa te se epone asase na bibroni de ye manu kwama ne metena wasase so nti mpese mi hunyansa na ewo ye nananom asabi yo ese bejimbre o mu nhyentare ye nananom a no mo deda apatase ye nananom a wo mu anko school no mutumi ni broni that time hu broni so ye boso mutumi ene ne di atentam na o mu wisdom o mu nyansa ya twera to wo se nyese womu ne kofa abrofo ne bae na nyase womu ji wa atu na momu no omu nim se eventually no nkrofo ne ye betena bibi besi na sa bibi no omu predict no so esi ye
me masama bisai ba ko pe hyen komo na se no ka bibi se eye nana kwame nansa eye Torchbearers se watwem awiase ni na wo hu ne ye Jamaica folklore into those islands ni na wo hu. How does that transcend there? The story now, you cannot the enlightenment. But in common, you know how did it go across? Because you see, and one also draw now. Okay, say Bruni AC a year. Ned Dankasia was one year Barbetina, which is Elmina Castle. No, na ni him said na OCC a year dungeons. A fat nipano a kahon. That means in a way, no trading with us. No, not just na offer or we are any person so a call on no
Korea nipano.
One
or ye, or
Tony Panon, to me, funny so of any pants who was trading human beings as well. No, the co. Wamuna a copie, crow be moma, sabio, Nana Kwame Nansa, a din copie mopa ana.
And they say, a brofu be almost record. Okay. Until on that day, almost by crano. Vasco da Gama, could discover America. Onukrano can be recorded. Okay. Christopher Columbus, sorry, no Christopher Columbus, who could discover America. No, a young person under training. As Mbuja a training. Omu record omu bibia. Nene no omu koya omu cancer as asibi omu behuno. It is like the mine. No omu kasam lamina, the mine, gold mine. Now omu pacha say a ponokre bua such a wutu Mrs. Gold. Near castle omu bua. Wobeka less than 10 years ago. Gold the PA. Elmina homa ne ya galam say one po anu homa bank or band and as I say Ghana be a gold war. So that should tell you that the people were not making a mistake. na what they are because of record na ya record wato ho no ene ebo a wo mu akọ school no nesua I mean the history of slavery and colonialism no they started from Elmina ne biam nso ene se obi beka sa adenti ena nipa shape ma na yanso abi before impempem yan fight won na eventually ya ma omu succeed here abrofo no they were smarter than us. We should admit that. Say, obi a wa plan. It is a me na TSCA. Ye me ensa ebopo. Say, lady bi wo dada room. Ne kwa kutu asha ne so na ye kumono. And no ne ho na ne ho so. Ne ni na ne ho so. Ye ya plan. Nti ya kwa ne de second ne atuo ne agyan na edeko. Nti definitely we be defeat no. Nti nipa omo baaye no. E wo musa no omo dos de nso nya de first batch na about 500 but they were all heavily armed etuo na ekura ya nanam na yehu bida they were heavily armed they say when be on the first one betena ha no betena because of gold no na say gold no minerals no okoka no ho say gold no ma e ho no yesesa eyi fam na ya bobo ema asum na ni nyina gold ehihye wo mu asum oka wo mu anye no wo mu say wabodam na osan kaka ho say ohun nut on say nut a bit is a ground nut and a tiger nut near he saw a nut be as big as human head and so almost obo na debre wo bodam o mbehwe no mu sa sem o kan ye no kro na gold ne yesesa for o console de bi kwa nut no so de bi kwa che onim nut kro nut be na so ase ni pati coconut na brani hu bi da kube na brani hu bi da na ya san di nsuo kra de agina mu nsuo
na broni hu kubida
na madam fu bi ya wo ne Zimbabwe citizen ana oye US citizen no ba besra me ha na abda hotel odan ye serve no kube no o hwe sa na me na makọ Southern Africa ho pe minim se wo mo vegetation ye dua kube o ho anyeye no se Ghana mo wade pa o nti se ne ye dua apple ne grapes wa hanye sa nso ye dua kube ho no ko ka kire wo se kube pa de bi nsuo menti obetuma tena 1000 years o mu nsuo kura wa anoma how na ye wanwa no mo sha so mo bagu sa sem bia zambuja mo kan nokre so overwhelmingly they came and then overwhelmingly they overtook us and eventually no o mo say hunu ade bi before aya koro no say we ya no woni we consent for no mo ne mfante eko ayi before no mo ne konkomafo eko we no mo ni we eko no mo ko mo division no mo kunkum wo ho nkrofo na wukum wo no me pa chaw menku na meto nipa no ye di won so nkunim na ye ku won no etere bi ohene nso wu a ne yakubi ne de agya no kwan wo sa ma misika na wo wagene no ye bed na ma wo ene me ye meji atum
so that's the beginning of slavery
no shase
na fe ye de ye nkrofo ko chechire ebinom man a na wo ma be ye super powers de nso akofom
yeah ma bi se wasembi senka broni empie so wo empona no a do you think things would have changed?
Okay, would have been better off. Actually, say, your friend say, Bibia Abrofono a one. Now, yes, ye develop here, dear, along our own lines. A business said, a woman sunny and she shan't already, and so near you're completely naked. To me, and see our civilization there. Second,
all right, but yen pause for a quick one.
About what a year in common so you see papa we are talking about Torchbearers and you didn't come efa a year na kwame na answer na wono and nam no so me na castle in na komo ebepie mu and machine and Anokye said there were a lot of things you need your document yen you actually cry say boni nya kura na nkai was see a fast documentation of us actually writing our stories down protect our people at all costs, historians and account, because without those documentaries, documentations, now we are lost people, because we need to know our history, we need to know where we are coming from to know where we are going, if that is right to say. We are talking about him. Na sebio obi a total stranger pie ebia krum ana baby a wo na kasa wo kan ye different from wo kasa wo kan na want na school them that, but they were able to interpret, to be able to communicate, and they were able to make my friend is saying
better
trade. Nini nana na was say the way you two your home this time around say ye ni munya say ni made pa na ye na no munim hwe no, it's wrong. It's really wrong. Anna lawyer, you're making.
Yeah, okay, really, you are right. Yeah, no munim ade.
It's really wrong because with all of that, no mutimi, it is a mind to me, communicating with a lot of them. And they castle in the way. So one more will be can ask them. I went to 2 and fanko. Is you Sabio, I want to believe, lawyer, man can ya now what correct him. I want to believe, say, if castle you could pay more, and they no, it has been well maintained, but ours is not. Lawyer, because if you see some of their forts and where I war, they've turned it to castles. Some of them have turned, into some way like it's well kept. Or share or more documentaries now. Yeah, I know says being maintained.
Elmina, Cape Coast, Anna, Osu Castle.
Castle, no.
Nimi and Sunny and not only the only castles we've got. There's a difference between the castle
and the fort.
Forts and the Nina Yashenia SSA, Ira Hopa, and Nina so there is a history behind them. Until I say it to me, a preserving in a face so. A boa national unity. One who say to the bia, say tribe be nipa any another person there kasa. Utumika se bia me free sa bia ntimi ni nyansa no. Sabi si esua sa no ma we nyina. Ebe me hu sa na say about 700 years ago kra na elimina for no mu nyam kwasiafo. No mu ni nyansa. Nti eboa ma hu se ba bia wo fi bia ye kwaso ye ya wo ba hu se area bia nyame ma wo nyansa. Aha. Na ade ba ko pampesa me kansa na bia be free ha ye fi. And so who can say Bruni Amahanke betumi a develop. But a carinya Bruni na ye, Kentasunya Bruni, and a ye. And as symbols no, a can symbols no, Jinya symbols. It was a form of writing. Ye develop. It was a form of writing. Ye develop. Say symbol where yes, you are such as a jinyame. Ye way I just say train car. And just will be my fan nti ba ye buni nyina no ye tumi symbolize ni nyina in physical form a wuhuna no wahunia nipa ne patchere na entimi antoa so because of 300 years of slave trade no mo mpe mpanimfo te se me I'm 59 I was 59 2 days ago. No mo mpe eno mo mpe wo mo pe obi a wadi be 10 years to be 28. What be original and answer ye ko use mu akwa ye adwuma na me no dey na me kwa akoye chesa wo me no dey na me metumado nya kasa na me kasa. They don't want somebody to go and talk when because of that no me na menim kentanyu na batakari ana sa adinkra symbol no esa me kira me man me wo fase a ye de wo mo go into slavery to one that knowledge no civilization ye pass on to wine and no na ma your civilization ntimi anto so. Nanka bibia no mutumi ya yentumi. And then you should know slave trade no started here no China industrial revolution started war UK
Euro, yeah
adentira omo ba befa slaves no e de call America e de call America na America your man kase nipa ho ya ketewa bi nti ya plantations no e wa America dua hwede dua we na ye de akwakoton wo Europe. You cotton war Europe na chese esi edi manufacture goods nti goods na bu so te sa hwede banche bode ba yere bibia bebu wo Europe edi ane ye timba bibia bebu wo because of slave labor eno na ebu a wo mu ma labor na nka so mu aye bi no more produce wo mu bibia no why relax because when you bibini jimifo bi adwuma ma no so they had time to learn in schools. You understand in that congenial atmosphere say let us add value to normal different America abbey until with that industrial revolution took place over there. Say George Stevenson no the railway no the aba no we have a phone no we have to
transport all those goods.
Now we are goods no say yakoton wa hene I see nya dumping grounds be the Africa. Into one me friend the triangular trade slaves from Africa to America, to the plantations to work. So the goods from America to Europe to be manufactured, then manufactured goods to Africa to be sold here, then slaves from Africa to America. So it was called the triangular trade. Africa, America, Europe. And in the end, it's bettered the condition of America. Baba your mind kakraka omunye nimidia because before ye adwuma e de ma boa Europe because yen the level of production that started from yen na yen no then ye nipa de ko nipa bibia no wase nipa ne knowledge ne wisdom ne bibia na ode akobo abroni no nti hwete say Anton William Amuya American as the philosophy ni so ode kobo Germany na wo kan hesisi ase bibi te sa so one of your bed discover yeah na bibia labor no aboa won
yeah because na make say madwene kire me say me na me ye adwuma no ye de me akwakogu enwem ho na afuom ho ye si me no me de me sa na ye den etutu fo na nti me a me hwe hu se me nsa na me tutu fo no e prami ana se ma me kro ayem ya na we I will try to now. I will try to find means and ways. I didn't get it.
No more the Asia. They discovered iron first.
You know.
Until now, through the trans-Saharan trade, no more the so no many people implements and how to use
those things.
Today would also add greater value to it. Say the BBC, the basis because there be 300 years of slave trade. And yet 10 years of slave trade. 300 years plunder the black continent. Na wo mu wie no 1884 mu so mu week ni wie ya ho hwe enye then they sat in Berlin, Germany, the Berlin conference to partition Africa among themselves. No more partition ya ne say omu de adwene bi ba say wo partition na hwe yiem na tribe no wa mo hina nkodi oman ba ko mu fa ehye to omu mienu ntem ne ba ne sa they will be fighting among themselves nti ababo ama yen adwuma akoso nti sa ukọ western side of Ghana enzemafo no half of Ghana half of Ivory Coast nti na sa mewe no otu zobla zone so yen zimani otu nzemanyu but onye Ghanaian citizen so what I say ukọ eyi a bono for capital I find no bono manso akwakodi Ivory Coast so what I say asantefo nuanom ene eyi bawule ya asanteni bi na cross wo a ye de ne ba ya sacrifice maybe am bawu ye ne bawule and omo ya asantefo nuanom omo free mampon ni suta area ho omo akoka Ivory Coast Benin and then Togo omo nyina ye nuanom na broni na shada ayesa then na kire say there is a difference between Ghana and Togo e dey na kire say there is a difference between Ghana and Nigeria wo mo maaye no ne edi nsuo ni abopo e na dey ya hye across nsuo na what do baby say nipa back natural boundaries and no the artificial boundaries by and so na nam so papa kwa Nkrumah ka say sadia 1884 Berlin conference no see two ase by removing all artificial boundaries so that Africa will come back as one. The philosophy na man for ntiase on say sisi Ghana for ina atiase very simple.
Torchbearers part 1 NNA what him nsem no say when the lawyer me hu say me real hu say me ninje say me shiade o say me real hu say you know I ya na ya kakra but enije woman say we are getting to know knowledge is power. That is what I always say. Wonni mu ade bia na ade bia no kotena wa wani hu akini a na obi nso adaada say wonni mu a na je say obekwa kotena ba bi die akini na oka no say ye nna ye nim ba bi afiri ni we ye be hu say everybody bia na nyansa nyankopon che ne pepepe ede wo bia wo bi firi ba bia nim die bi efiri ho eba but wonni mu a anko ye say wodi akini a enkosi ba bia ana say edi tro kire na wote ho untimi enka bi. So the Torchbearers no and ye do nkomo no omuni na eka ye ho a you know is making the country you know it serves as a history for our country and baby abetem even the African continent as a whole but we are here ye gusu ye sua e beda lawyers papa ne ya chene se part 1 yi we dey part 10 no because utu say baby ayekeka ko no ye free elmina ye be jump yakọ baby fufuro
say to no confirm no chi
I can't wait. I can't wait. aha se meti konfanoche de na ye wi a se yetimi ka konfanoche ni wi na se wo na otwasini a na wa kotwasini papa na ewo mu no ma wo bi free na se hu ye se broni e free ni kromu aba betwa history of Benin.
Debia omo ye no mba be ye debia omo no ye
history of Benin
in the senia omo no peno
and then before you realize they change history
it's an omo ye no senia ono pe no wasesa o history am and one problem with that say ye mpa kan fenso ye ntam preserve no ma omo no be preserve nti ebedu be 20 years no did the same history no chia no the abra say history na enie.
Because me in this America was we are seeing now when we need you. And so when movies ni BBM no better than I'm what say one more dear. And you know, like I was telling you this morning, they've been able to also convince the whole world that they are veto. But who's Russia?
I know that since you Anokye bay. Anokye ma nke yenim sesa nya baby ina na America.
Etiminko.
Well, the oti baby ontimenko. No se wo pabra. Na o ka kire Germany na France ni wo mu nyina sa da etue ni bia mode ama Ukraine for no. Anto Ukraine as so na be Russian territory. Then I declare war on all of you.
Do you believe that the unity of Africa will be achieved? Is it possible?
Yes, one day it will be there. One day we are going to get Pan-African leaders. Omo edwino man no. Ntu fi sam kroma wukwa ene no ano, Lumumba wukwa ene ano, Gaddafi wukwa ene ano no. Dabi. Se nyame wo recycle no obesan ya babiem. Bedroom na before ba ya baako. Se anya baako te say one country at least about to say EU. Omukuta one policy politically, militarily, socially, economically. Wow.
It's possible.
I can't wait to see an Africa like that, and one Africa, and one, you know, in one in agreement, and we do things together because we will be the most powerful. I know this. Okay, thank you so much to you out there that have watched the show.